So we're going to do take two.
Sounds good.
Another day in the laundromat. So the first time we did this, obviously we had some technology issues, which I sincerely apologize for. But this is Caleb Matlock with UNX Christeyns, and I always mispronounce the second name. So if you will correct me when I'm wrong, as always. But this is a partnership, and we truly appreciate you spending the time with us to help us determine the best chemical mixtures, the water, the state of the water, the temperature of the water, the things to improve the quality of the product that we're putting out. It's a huge investment of your time and UNX's time as well, right? So we want to say thank you, number one. I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. The learnings that we get every time you're here are enormous, and they help us continue to be successful and grow with the pace that we have, which, as you know, has been relatively
You guys
quick.
are growing awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of growth.
So can you kind of walk us through here and tell us your version of the more accurate version than mine of what's transpiring with the machinery that you have helped us with?
Yeah, so these are the 2 dispensing units that we have. Each one of these units is handling 3 washers. These units can handle up to 5 washers each. We do have some bigger dispensing systems and some smaller dispensing systems too. But when you select the formula on the washer, let's say you're running bar mops, there's a specific chemistry and a specific wash formula that needs to be run. If you're doing, it's different than if you're doing table linen, right? So these measure everything out to the exact ounce, and then it actually injects it into the correct washer at the correct time. So there's a whole bunch of reporting and stuff that comes with those as well, but they're just kind of a complete unit that helps you manage your laundry.
And so we've got different
chemicals,
chemicals, right? That are the components of this in different volumes, and help talk high level pH, what that means and the significance of that, so that somebody that might be a little bit newer to this business has an understanding of why it's more beneficial to us as a business, to our customers from a product. And I'm not even going to go into the overpouring challenge that really this is eliminated within our business, which it's embarrassing. Again, I continue to say that, but it's embarrassing. So talk to us a little bit about what happens with that, why it matters, so that people can get a better understanding of that.
Yeah, so when you start talking about pHs and stuff like that, you don't want, if you're doing delicate items, you don't want a high pH. You really want to be somewhat neutral, right? But if you're dealing with heavy soil, greases, oils and stuff like that, you really need to get the pH up there to help pull that stuff out of the linen, right? So what these dispensers do along with the wash formulas, it allows us to accurately set the correct levels, right? So if you want 12 ounces in a 60-pound wheel to reach 1,500 parts per million or whatever you're trying to reach, you can do that, and it allows you to be able to fine-tune. And like you said, with overpouring, if 1 cup's good, 2 cups is better, but how do you know where you're getting with that, right? This gives you consistent results each and every time. And from a cost standpoint, that's what matters, right? And the finished product's got to be neutral. You don't want to send out something that's too high or too low in a city, especially if you have an iron. So, all that comes into play with what we're doing here. And we don't use every chemical in every formula either. So.
Right. Well, we've been ecstatic, so we're buying less chemical than we ever have. And I think the benefit to us as an end user is we know how much is going in. There is no guesswork. I call it the boop when somebody takes it and just pours it. Boop. It's kind of like when you work in a bar, right? That's where a lot of money is lost in a bar. They take it and there's a guesstimation of volume, and that always ends up in the customer's favor or going out the back into the drain in this instance here. So is there anything specific that you want to kind of share a little bit about this injection system? And I'm not saying you need to. I know this has some
Wi-Fi capabilities with it, so it allows you to access it. Like in this facility, you could access the reporting dispensing anywhere you wanted to in here via Wi-Fi. But really the biggest benefit to this unit is it measures everything to an ounce. So it's got the squeeze tubes in there, but it pumps it into a pot and we actually weigh it. So you get, when we say you're getting 2.5 ounces on the screen, you get 2.5 ounces each and every time. So it allows us to make micro adjustments to help the final product.
Yeah. And what I'll say is, as important as anything to me, is that it's pumping these chemicals out of, using water.
Yeah.
It's getting all of the stuff that it potentially damage the pumps, could damage the lines, and all of these types of things out of it. And so it's taking the product, putting it through, and then it's taking water post that and eliminating the chemicals that are going to destroy the valves, the rubber gaskets, the pumps, all of these things these are not low cost items.
No, they're not. They're absolutely not. And then it also illuminates the human element of having to come in contact with those chemicals too.
Yeah,
So
no, that's spot on. So again, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you making the trip to help us with some challenges we're currently having with some products we're delivering that are mostly on our end. When I say mostly, that are 100% on our end, but appreciate your guidance in helping us navigate this and figure out the root cause of the problem instead of us sitting here trying to
throw stuff at it.
yeah,
That's just what we're here for. Happy to be a partner.
always appreciate the partnership.
Thank you.